What is going on, guys? MJ2005 Gundam here, and today I'm going to be bringing you guys the emergency news drop. Now, I'm not doing this at the end of the month because this concerns retail releases, although I will be covering them at the end of the month. Maybe a quick recap, depends on whether or not I'm able to get somebody on board as well. But anyways, here we go. So excuse me for the voice, I literally just woke up, came off of the bed, and went to do this recording. I really am excited for this. Gundam Asmodeus confirmed officially. The ASWG32 Gundam Asmodeus. So just a quick point of trivia for those of you who are confused after seeing the banner. The Gundam Asmodeus is actually called the Gundam Asmoday in the banner, and some demons do in fact have multiple names, so you can call this thing the Gundam Asmoday as per the English, or Gundam Asmodeus, or Asmodeus, or Asmodeus, depending on your pronunciation, as per the Japanese katakana. The second king in the Iron-Blooded Orphans timeline. And let's take a closer look at the colors. Now, of course, high grades ruins the proportions, and especially because this is a CG render, I don't really know what it actually looks like. Let me actually go to a let me actually go to the Uruzu Hunt website and actually see whether or not I can find an official lineup for that. But here we have the Gundam Asmodeus in high grade form. The color scheme does look pretty unique. I really do like the pale blue. Like, this is, if it's a little bit more richer than that, is what the Gundam VDAR should be in. But I really do like the blue on white, and I really am surprised about the black arms. Kind of reminds me of the black leg decision that I went for the Kimura's VDAR. But I don't know. Asmodeus takes the form of a three-headed being. No mention of black arms whatsoever, but he is a king. He is the personification of lust, so he does have that kind of like a fat, laid-back king aesthetic. So sitting back on his throne, waiting for his minions to do his bidding. Let's move on to the rear. Now, the backpack color separation makes me a little bit like skeptical, because thinking back to what they did with the Gundam Barbaros Lupus Rex, they made the entire backpack in gray and just left the painting off to the builders. So I'm really skeptical about what they would do with the backpack over here. But I really do like the fan blade thrusters. They do remind me of the Astaroth Renascimento's thrusters. And considering the construction, I believe they're going to be conjoined with the top piece over here. So it's not like the Gundam Astaroth Renascimento. You don't need stickers for any of that. And taking a look at the action poses now, these are the official tonfas. These are tonfas. Who would need such a wide range of defense? And if you look at it, I believe, no, not there. I believe the tonfas are actually like mounted onto the arms. So I don't think like normal tonfas, you kind of flip them forwards and use the long end for like a big stick purposes. But unfortunately, it is not literally telescopic, so you need to swap parts for the stored form and the extended form. Now these, I don't know how they're gonna hold up, especially considering the notorious flaws of the Gundam Frame. But like, I'm a little reserved as to how these things are gonna perform, and they don't go past the fists, so I don't know what's the point of having these things like hung back like behind your arms, because the tonfas are supposed to go over your fists to concentrate all your punching force into that one specific point. It will be better if you have a pike there, or just like a spike, but nah. These are not going to be effective tonfas as far as I am aware. They don't seem like they can flip forward for the long end to be used, and they don't go over the fists. But at least if you cross your arms, you have a wide degree of defense. Moving on to here, these are what the line art is supposed to be calling the javelins. Like, first things first, I don't understand how these things are javelins. They are clearly swords. And apparently, they can be launched out with a wire, so another wire-guided weapon. Now, if the Perfect Strike Freedom is anything to go by, I hope the wire here is going to be strong enough to hold up the blade over here. But this does look like it could be used as an awesome sword if you so choose. So the wire mechanic is kind of forgettable. And of course, you have the generic rifle over here in the back hanging around, and the bird claws over here. Now, since Asmodeus is depicted to have webbed feet, the feet does fit it, and apparently you do have a claw similar to like the Hunter's Edge of the Gundam Vidar, combined with the feet of the Hugo. So you can actually swoop down and grab somebody and pick them up off to the heavens. And then you can mount the rifle onto the back skirt. I don't know how that is going to work because this is completely encapsulated and it doesn't look like it has a hinge anywhere near where I can see. And then the backpack thruster can move, so it kind of removes some of my skepticism a little bit. So the backpack is going to be color separated. I don't know about that yellow bit there. It's probably going to be stickers. But the true identity of the new Gundam Frame, after I was just taking the piss out of people thinking the new Gundam Frame is actually the Shenlo Gundam. ASWG32 Gundam Asmodeus, and unfortunately though, this is going to be one of the more pricier Iron Blooded Orphans kits, and it's going to be released in April. So thank God we have some Iron Blooded Orphans to spice things up, apart from having the entry grade new Gundam in April to just I don't know, give people some options for entry grade Gundams with no weapons apparently. I'm taking a piss here, but of course I know what I'm talking about. And okay, this is not the only piece of news. High grade Schwalbe custom. Oh my god. I thought it said Gundam there. It is the Schwalbe custom. I was talking about how happy I was going to be having like a Schwalbe custom if we don't do the Gundam Asmodeus. Why not freaking both? I'm going to talk about the price first. This is going to be a May release for 1760 yen. Now, no way are these decals, well, decals, vinyls, whatever you want to call it, color separated. If they are, I'm gonna flip, just because like, I would never in my life expected the arrows on the shoulders to be color separated. Of course, you do have the rifles with the bayonets, which thanks high grade, but they do look more awesome in the previous longer version of the trailer. They look longer, don't you think? Like they do look shorter. Like, I don't know why, but I gotta take a look at the trailer. I gotta take a look at photos because that trailer has been taken down from YouTube. But I gotta take a look at the armaments again to decide. But looks alone, the Schwalbe custom, it is winning me over. Like I mentioned, like in the unedited version of last month's news roundup, I mentioned to Hobby Clubhouse like how easy it is for them to make the Schwalbe custom, because it's literally the Schwalbe Graze with the custom helmet and stuff. Here we are, and because it does use the Graze frame, but anyways, the Schwalbe custom. Look forward to that if you want a Graze frame. And then finally, we have the third Iron Blooded Orphans kit announced today. This is going to be the Sigrune, which is another Valkyrja frame that is going to be released in June of 2022 for 1760 yen. Or, if you read the Japanese here, Siegrune. Now, this is a new Valkyrja frame that just literally came out of the blue because it was never involved in any leaks. So I never expected a new Valkyrja frame to appear in Uruzu Hunt or any future media of Iron Blooded Orphans, but here we are. The Sigrune looks like it's going to be kind of like a jouster type, kind of similar to how the Baldwins are going to fight because it has a lance and shield. And it looks like it does have some hand options. Pretty nice. Here's an overview of the Sigrune. And to be honest, I don't know what to feel about this design, because I remember far back to when the Grimgurt was first announced. I never really was a fan of it until I saw it in action, especially while I have a thing for flipping blades. So, but the Sigrune over here, I'm not really too sure about the head. It reminds me of what? It kind of gives me some main Ghost chest vibes. And something from Knights and Magic, I don't really know, it just looks weird. The lower body, of course, is going to be the slimmer aesthetics that Valkyrja frames actually adapt. And the round shield, why do you need these? Unless you're gonna punch with the shield, I don't feel like there's any reason to have these spikes over here. But color separation, it looks like it's gonna be fully color separated, and the stickers are probably gonna be involved in the visor and the mask over here. And let's take a look at the rear view over here. Okay, Valkyrja frame, of course, and then I think the top pieces here are going to be locking the thrusters down, so much for having thruster articulation, eh? But the rear skirt looks alright. So this does actually look like it's gonna not take up too much space for the light to go backwards. Well, the side binders over here may take up quite a bit of space again, so we're not really too sure what to think about it. But the underside of the shield looks to be connected to the spikes on the side, so as to be fully color separated. And okay, we can expect the lance tip to be murky gold, and of course I'm gonna be doing my best to sharpen this thing if it's not in the murky gold, because a rounded tip lance, especially if it's so blatant, just really doesn't rub me right. But yeah, hand options over here. We have the generic holding hands. We have a left open hand for Valkyrja frame. So we never got any special treatment for Valkyrja frames before, so I guess that is a blessing if you want a Valkyrja frame with a left open hand. And of course we do have an angled holding hand to joust with the lance. So the Sigrún. And before I end the episode, let me go into the official I'm Loaded Orphans Urizu Hunt website to see if there's going to be line art there. And indeed, we do have line arts for the Gundam Asmodeus. And I'm not really too sure what it reads here. I am going to be superimposing the translation in post. So let's take a look at this. Like, oh my god. He does indeed have the fat king aesthetic. So, yeah. He actually suits the depictions of Asmodeus. Looking at the back, and there's not really too much to look at, but yeah. Overall, I am a fan of the official looks of Gundam Asmodeus. Whether or not the high grade does the look justice, like looking at it from the top over here, like we see some more action poses in the banner. Like looking at it from the banner over here, it looks like it's accurate, but I'm not really too sure. I really want a closer look of it. But anyways, that is gonna wrap it up for this episode, because there is no line art for the Sigrún, and of course the Schwalbe custom has line art since years ago. So I'm gonna round it off here. So tell me, what are you excited for in this batch of releases? Thank you all so much for watching this video. If you did like it, please be sure to drop a like, comment, and also subscribe for more Gunpla reviews, Gunpla news, and all that kind of stuff. Turn on the notification bell for future content alerts if you haven't, and I'll see you all in the next video. Peace.